Hello, welcome back again to another episode of SCADA 123. Today we're going to be continuing our talk about the Daq log. Part 3, we're going to be talking about the Raspberry Pi GPIO. Now, to help elaborate on things and keep things as simple as possible, the pinout is graphically located here. You have 40 pins on the GPIO Raspberry Pi. This is for a Pi 4, it's also for a Pi 3, and you can use it for some of the Pi 2s. Now, what you have here is two different ways of looking at those exact same pins, the GPIO number or the pin number. It doesn't really matter, but you have to keep it coherent in the code which version you want to use. Not a big deal. You don't have to deal with the code right now, so don't even worry about that. Now, to actually use this, you have to first configure whether you want it to be an input or output and what value it should be if it's an output. So let's click a couple of these and we'll just define them as outputs. It's pretty simple. Just click on it to toggle back and forth, whichever one you want. Now, if it's an output, you're going to want to select a 1 or a 0. So let's just kind of change these so we get a little variation there. Our inputs are just defaulted right now. Now, to do a quick one shot, you can click the update GPIO. You can also record this to an IoT log. We'll get to that in a minute, and you can clean it up afterwards. So if we do a quick click on this, see our GPIO setup's done. It's good. And we basically read the values there. We set these and we read these. Now let's clean that up. Now let's change our scan interval to 1 second, and we're going to set up the IoT log. Now the IoT log is basically set up in the background already for an IF this then that configuration webhooks that will then link to a Google spreadsheet. So you can basically store this to your Google spreadsheet that you can read wherever. Now you're going to have to configure your Google spreadsheet, and you're going to have to configure the IFTTT webhooks as well, but all you really need to do is to get the key that you're going to have to change to your specific account. Then you can run this on your own, and all you need to do is change the key. Now let's do a quick start scan here. We'll click start. You'll see here it says sent data. That's your IoT stuff going on right now. It's sending that. And the problem is, though, you've got 3 values. Now, if I click this to 0 and 0 while it's still running, you'll see that change. It's still sending the data once a second, and right now it can only pick 3 values, though, because that's your free limitation with IF this then that. Now, to do the standard, you can save this file. So let's just stop. We've got 26 points here. You can see all the data already here in the scroll box. You can see the data here in the Excel spreadsheet. And you can see the data in the IDE down here. So now let's go back, and we're going to select. Let's clear this so we can see what's going on there. Let's save the data. So to click save, same thing as the single value read. You've got all sorts of options to save it, either as a CSV XLS JSON or SQLite. Now if you're doing SQLite, you've already got your database name, table, and column selected for you. If you remember looking at the analog one, you just had a couple A values, 0 to 7. Now you've got 12 D values. These are all digital. Now you can do your standard file save or whatever you like, standard format, not an issue. What you'll see is if you take a look at this, you can see our D1. It started off in D2, D3, D4. It started off 1, 0, 1, 0. Then we changed it. And so you can see now we're at 0, 0, 0. And that's how it saved the rest of the data. So you've got this. You can save it to your local hard drive, however format you want. You can save it to IoT, limit of 3 unfortunately for now. unless you want to upgrade to a more professional version, your choice, whatever you want to do. Now you can click print, which is just going to show you what you've got here again. And hopefully this should help explain things to you. Thank you for watching. If you want, you can download it at the link below. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.